Uh, Under the pomegranate plantation management, in previous video we discussed the causes and impact of the bacterial blight disease, which is spreaded into the pomegranate plantation, which is popularly called as tela. Now, in today's video, we'll try to understand exactly how the farmer should take care of the necessary steps so that in the pomegranate plantation the bacterial blight will not be spreaded, and in the next season here better output can be expected by the farmer. So there are various steps which the farmer must take into consideration and should follow those steps. The first, after harvesting, largely in the month of say February March, when the harvesting of the pomegranate is done, the first and most important step which the farmer should do is proper pruning. It should not be the hard pruning, but it should be a proper pruning, so that in that proper pruning, whichever infected parts are there because of the bacterial blight, they may be in the form of branches or even sometimes the outer surface of the trunk. All these, they should be cleared properly. After that, the resting period starts. Now, in the resting period, here farmer should let the plant shed the leaves up to around 80-90% of the leaves. When they're shedded naturally, this resting period is a natural fasting period where the farmer should let the plant shed its leaves naturally up to 90% or 80%. Once 80-90% of the shedding of the leaves is there, naturally the branches are clearly visible by that time. And when the branches are clearly visible, whichever infected parts are there, they are clearly visible to the farmer. And then the next step of the farmer should be to remove those infected parts, either by pruning or cutting those infected branches, or if there is a surface area where cankerous growth is there, that can be cutted, that can be removed by the farmer through different equipments, right? That needs to be done. Once it is done, after the resting period, the farmer should take care of using bordeaux mixture on those parts which are pruned. Around 10% bordeaux mixture should be used to pest it on the uh, pruned parts, so that whatever the bacterial growth is there, that will be dead and will not spread to the other parts of the body or other plants. Now, along with that, after that, farmer should let the plantation dried up under the natural sunlight. Proper drying is essential for around 20-25 days. Once the proper drying is done, then farmer should check for any kind of infected parts. If it is there, it needs to be pruned again, and along with that, again 1% of the bordeaux mixture can be pasted on it. Right? But by that time, the farmer should start giving the water. So the first watering is essential. Even if it is less in quantity, it should be done. Once it is done, then next flowering season management starts. Right? In that case, again the pruning of the extended parts needs to be done around uh, say around 5 to 10 inches. Now here look at this, 5 to 10 inches from the top needs to be pruned, right? So it should not be a hard pruning again, right? So that the plant will be in a position to take the nutrients properly. Along with that, if there is no hard pruning, naturally the natural photosynthetic activity also helps in increasing the nutrient input from the leaves to the tree. All these needs to be done. And the last and most important step is the management of the fertilizers and the sprays. So, as per the management of the fertilizers is concerned, whatever ways of doses are suggested by the National Pomegranate Research Center, that needs to be followed. That is very important. Sometimes it happens that the farmer goes for any kind of spray which is suggested to them by different, can say, authorities. I can say, because even if they are not scientists, they knows. So every time the farmer continues to spray, but again farmer needs to consider that the sprays should be those which are advised on the basis of the timetable given by National Pomegranate Research Center. So in next video we'll largely look at the fertigation aspect and display aspect which is suggested by National Pomegranate Research Center. Thank you. काय म्हटलं? अरे ते तेल्यावर आम्ही एक व्हिडिओ बनवला होता काल परवा याच्या दत्ताच्या बागात,
मग
ते एकदम खराब झालेलं.
हा
आता ते